What world do we live in? Like, what world do we live in? There are two hilarious things that have happened. One is like Skip Bayless is a dumbass, but we all know Skip Bayless is a dumbass. Like, look, Skip Bayless, there's a lot of things Skip Bayless is. There's a lot of really positive things Skip Bayless is. If you want to talk about Skip Bayless's work ethic, if you want to talk about the genre that he pioneered, if you want to talk about Skip Bayless as an entertainer, if you want to talk about Skip Bayless as a, as somebody that people go out of their way to, that's able to deal with hate, that's able to be a polarizing figure, and doesn't seem to care about all this. There are a lot of positive things with Skip Bayless, but he's a dumbass. Skip Bayless tweets out, "No surprise, Stephanie White reportedly out after repeated in-game clash with Caitlin Clark. Not saying White was wrong, but you can't show up to face of the league on camera. Caitlin obviously wants a favourite of hers from Iowa, Jan Jensen, but no way Jensen can coach both." Skip Bayless fell for this. Skip Bayless fell for the fake news fever updates page. If anyone knows anything about this on Twitter, this is a fake news page. This is not 2022 and earlier. This is not back in the day. Having a verification mark does not mean that you are verified. As somebody who is annoyed because they were verified on Twitter before all of that, I got verified, I think it was 2021. I think I had like 90,000 Twitter followers and had like 300k YouTube subscribers. So they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll verify you." But yeah, it was like, they were like, "Okay, yeah, we'll when it came down to it, now you can just pay for verification." Skip, I don't think, realized that. So I'm going to be really here. It is one of those things where now you've got the Fever going to one of their their main spokespeople to say, "For those who have seen Skip Bayless tweet about report 70 White being let go, I'm told there is no validity to the report." And you can see it everywhere. You can see everywhere, there's a couple of other things. Fever updates reports from Skip Bayless. So, fuck me. Confer are false and fake. You're the one. It's from you. It's from you. Like, what world do we live in? The Fever reports says Skip Bayless falling for Fever report. It's fake. What the fuck? What are we doing? What are we doing? People are dumbasses. People are actually dumbasses. I need to see. There's more than that. There's more than Skip Bayless. I've tweeted Skip Bayless. There's a bunch of my Skip Bayless tweets out of nowhere. But why are the Fever doing damage control? There's so many people in the WNBA media that have tweeted out that this is not actually false and Stephanie White's actually fired. Like, not actually fired. Like, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be completely real. Like, this is one of those things where, why the fuck, as an organization, do you have to come out and talk about your player getting hit with getting sacked? If you guys don't know what sack is, the original Twitter page, obviously there was like the Onion and stuff and some of these other sports pages, but they were like intentionally false. They were intentionally false, and it was obvious. But there was a Twitter page called Ball Sack News that just kept tricking everybody, and Stephen A. Smith just kept reporting Ball Sack News as fact. He just kept doing it. And like, it is what it is. It's one of those things now where like, you've now got a situation where even though, again, none of these teams, when Stephen A. Smith was tweeting, was talking about fake news from Kyrie Irving fighting with teammates and all this other stuff, no teams were putting out statements. The teams going out of their way to tell reporters and make sure that everybody knows that Stephanie White's not hacked. This is not a good sign. This is not a good sign whatsoever. I'm going to be honest. This is not a good sign. What does this mean? It means that I'm not saying there's some truth to this. There's probably no truth. I'm saying that for the first time, there are cracks. As in the Indiana Fever, whether it be Stephanie White, whether it be Christy Sides, whether it be from everything, from the day Caitlin Clark set foot in the WNBA, the Indiana Fever have been the gold standard in not letting bullshit outside narratives affect anything that goes on the inside. This is the first time we've seen damage control on anything. This is the first time we've seen any damage control at all in the public. Even with the bullshit, even like they didn't even go this far with the bullshit, the investigation last year from Nonsense. Like this realistically is some sort of damage control. I know Fever PR is exhausted. They did not need to do this. Skip Bayless fell for a fake news. And reporters coming out to say she's still employed. We couldn't find out Caitlin didn't participate in practice for a whole day on the injury report. This is where the problem is. Like, you know how I'm saying in the tweet is Chloe is on her off day. So Skip Bayless put out false coach information and someone in the Fever organization had to put out the fire because it's too close to home. And that's the scary thing. Like, that is for me the scary thing about this is that I actually don't think there's any truth to it. I don't think Steph White is anywhere near. The team's 500. I don't think Steph White's anywhere near being fired. I don't think Caitlin Clark's anywhere near being traded. I don't think either are factually correct. I don't think Steph's close to being fired. I don't think Caitlin's close to being traded. And I do think that we're at the stage now where I don't think... not that they don't end the season together, because I think they end the season together. I don't think they go into next season together, and I think it's going to be Caitlin that's traded. Like, the media has turned so far the other way that from a PR standpoint, you can't really fire Stephanie White. Like, you've got Shannon Sharp going at it. The narrative is what the narrative is. And the narrative is what the narrative is because of the way Stephanie White is coaching the team. Like, Stephanie White does not want to coach a team with Caitlin Clark on it. Like, Stephanie White needs 5 defenders. She needs 5 defenders. Stephanie White wants to win a game 70-68. And Caitlin Clark's just not in the picture. She's just not in the picture. You could have one bad defender, and Kelsey Mitchell is a much better player for the way Stephanie White wants to play offense, which is we don't give a shit what we do, get a tough bucket. So, look, I think we are very much leaning towards, especially with the way everything is in the public perception. And look, if we're being real here, this is the fact that the Fever are doing damage control for this and nothing else means, okay, this is actually starting to affect things now. This is actually starting to affect things. And it's like, there comes a point where Chicago did this with Angel last year as well. Chicago needed an excuse to get off Angel. Chicago wanted to get off Angel. They needed an excuse to get off Angel. Because they could not have traded Angel Reese when she was playing like an all-star. They couldn't have. They hadn't needed an excuse. It feels like the Fever are getting their excuses ready. I'm not saying they're using the media, but I'm saying they are tactically making sure there's some media things that are out there and narratives that are out there to justify trading Caitlin. Like, there's no other... I don't think there's a reason to post this unless it's actually affecting their organization negatively. And I do believe that for the first time, employing Caitlin Clark is affecting the organization negatively because they're not profiting. They are not profiting from Caitlin like they did a couple of years ago. The TV revenue is split evenly amongst teams. Their gate revenue is massively down. And by the way, they're getting very close to the stage where they're going to be losing money on gate revenue. And whether Caitlin's there or not doesn't affect TV revenue. And for Indiana Fever jersey sales, for Caitlin Clark jersey sales, as far as I'm aware in the CBA, individual player jersey sales are split amongst every player in the league. That is player revenue. So, yeah, they've already bled Caitlin Clark dry. This seems like another step towards the eventual breakup of Caitlin Clark with this organization. It just doesn't feel It doesn't feel like it. And then we've seen posts where, again, I'm not sure. And by the way, from everything I have heard and read, Caitlin has no issue with Stephanie White. Caitlin has no issue with any of her teammates individually. As far as from what I've heard, she's got no issue with any of that. But Caitlin clearly has an issue with something. Because the way Caitlin's always been angry, Caitlin didn't even shout back at Christy Sides. Christy Sides couldn't coach. She wasn't like this with Bluter. She would argue with Bluter, but it wasn't like this. And it wasn't 2 out of 3 games. But yeah, it doesn't seem right. And the fact, again, the Fever aren't just letting this blow over, is not a good sign at all. And then again, an entire halftime talk, talking about Stephanie White and Caitlin's going. It's not. It feels like the media. You know when the media goes a certain way, something's going to happen. I think something's going to happen.